Okay, everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of the Run the System podcast. As always, I am Chris, your host, and thanks for joining today. This one is going to be a interesting one. As the title of the show of this episode lends you to believe, no, I'm not actually quitting running, but God damn it. So let me rewind before we get down the rabbit hole and everything. So first off, I had a race last week. I did the Shamrock 5K down in the city in Baltimore, and it's always a really fun race. There's always a ton of people there. It's always a fast front half and a slower back half of the race. So the reason for that is it starts on a downhill. So you can easily come out of the gate ripping 6-minute miles, 7-minute miles, whatever you are physically capable of doing. And then it immediately gets into an uphill slant, which then makes you question your entire existence of, I just ripped a 7-minute mile, why am I now going 10 minutes a mile? The race was an interesting one this year. I ran it with a couple friends, some people who have been closer to me lately than others in terms of just keeping up with running and keeping up with life, liberty, and the pursuit of enduring this utter existential hellscape where we endure every day. But the friends who I first met up with are friends who I hadn't seen in a little bit, but was really excited to see them. We hung out before the race. We hung out after the race for a little bit. Of course, had some Guinness because what else do you do on a St. Patrick's Day race? So it was nice to kind of catch up with them and see how their training's been going, see how their run season is starting, which is good because this is kind of one of the first kickoff races of the season. It's usually, it could be cold. I mean, some years it was freezing. Other years it's been really nice. This year was a really nice race in terms of weather. So it's a really fun way to kick off race season. You have the Shamrock 5K in March. Then it pushes into the start of marathon season with Boston coming up in a few weeks. And then I have a Ragnar race in April. And I'm not running Boston, by the way. I have a Ragnar race in April in Virginia, and then I also am running the Broad Street 10-miler in Philadelphia. Then we get into summer training and so on and so forth. However, this race felt different this year. Not necessarily the miles felt different because I've been mostly running 5Ks, 3 to 5 miles at a time. I try to not do less than that just because I want to feel like I get a good workout. Not that I don't get a good workout doing sprints on a track, but also fuck sprints. This 5K this 5K I should say was interesting. It's coming at a weird time with kind of just where I stand with running and everything else that's going on. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this, and I'm kind of vamping a little bit. The outlook that I've had on running lately is that it's turning into more of a chore and something that I have to do and something that needs to get done. And my relationship with running is tenuous and kind of rocky right now. It's not signing up and having a blast and going off and doing it. It's not running miles because I want to feel good or stuff like that. And in part, I think it is a mental health issue. I've been going through some shit lately, which we can get into on a whole other episode. But it's just been a lot that's been on my mind for the last couple months, and it's starting to impact working out. It's starting to impact running. It's starting to impact kind of a lot of things that are coming up on the calendar in the coming months. And it's not great. So this one Running the race, I felt like I was running through fog. I felt recently that the miles have been longer and the runs have been harder, and it takes more effort to actually get up and get out to go running than it has before. And with that, and with that kind of weight of running, it's really putting a damper on shit. It's it's upsetting because I want to love running. I want to get back to when I was marathon training, and I want to get back to going out and wanting to come home and go for a run and all of that stuff. And I really want to get back to that point, but lately it's just been damn near fucking impossible. And I don't yet know how to fix it. So if anyone has an idea other than shut up, just do it and buckle down, because fuck your influencer shit, fuck all of that stuff. It's not that easy to just buckle down and do it. I'm sorry, but it's not. And anyone who pretends that it is, y'all are going for a crash out, and call me when you're sitting in the mud. I'm hoping that as we get closer to the warmer months that some of that enthusiasm comes back and I can kind of reset. But I've even been talking to one of my friends where it's like, this one of these upcoming races that I'm registered for, like, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to travel to it. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to organize anything anymore. I don't want to run. I just don't want to. And it's incredibly upsetting because in recent years, I've loved doing this race, and it's unfortunate that with this being the last year that I'm running this race, that I'm going out kind of with this mal intent going in, and not malicious, but like just unfortunate outlook on it. And it's almost like none of the races this year I really want to do, and I don't know how to kind of realign and get back to it. And while I do have training systems, right now is definitely a time when the system needs to be rebuilt and almost detonated and blown up. I have Cape Cod coming up in October, so in April I have to start seriously training, putting in the long runs, and seriously training for the marathon, especially with Philadelphia right on the heels of Cape Cod. So right now the system is kind of shit, but we are kind of still working to recalibrate everything, and we will recalibrate. And I know I'm going to get back on the horse, lace up the shoes, and go for it, because I'm buying new running shoes soon, and what better way to motivate than to go out and buy new stuff. But right now, it just sucks. It just does. There's no other way to put it aside from it just sucks. Sometimes with races like these, the shortest distances like the 5K can be harder than the marathon. And sometimes people go out and just rip marathons, and other times they don't. Some people go out and rip 5Ks, and this time I didn't. While I did better than I expected, I was expecting to land in the 27 range. I ended up with a time of 26:31. So kind of beat what I expected by about 30 seconds, which was good. Felt confident with that. I think that's due in part to it's a downhill course, and also like the training and the weightlifting I've been doing through the winter. Now, how the weightlifting shapes into the summer with more running and everything, I don't know. But we are going to figure it out and kind of tweak and build slightly different systems around those when the time comes. But no, for this episode, I really wanted to kind of just be completely honest with you guys. Like, things suck right now. I don't want to put on running shoes. I don't want to come home from work and change and go to the gym. I don't want to go out and have to run 8 miles on a Tuesday night. I don't. I'm tired. I'm tired with grad school. I'm tired with work. I'm tired with training. I'm tired with other work. And all of the other things that I have going on. And it's been really hard. And I'm not saying this to get like pity points or anything like that. I'm saying it to be real, to demonstrate that you are allowed to feel like shit. You are allowed to have shitty runs. You are allowed to just survive for a few weeks. You don't have to be operating at 100% all the time. Nobody can. And the longer you push that off, the worse the crash out is going to be. So I'm giving myself a little bit more time to try to recalibrate my own internal systems. We will get back to the training plan with Run the System and kind of move forward and get through this weird funk that's happening. But it just sucks right now. Hopefully in the coming weeks, as things start to get better and we move forward, running happiness will come back, because I really do love running. And every time I go running, I feel better. I feel stronger. I feel the runner's high. I feel all of it. And it's really exciting to feel like that and feel like I'm in shape and not just a shape. So I do want that dopamine. I do want to go running in new places. I want to explore cities as I run through them. I want to get PRs. I want to improve my gait, my stride, my whatever. I want my hamstrings to not be tighter than fucking steel I-beams, but that would actually require me to use a foam roller, which it's collecting dust in the corner as we speak. But I want to get back there, but just right now it seems like such a long journey, and every time I feel like I'm making progress, it feels like someone is moving the finish line. And how do you run a race when you don't know where the finish line is? You don't know how to train for it. You don't know what gear to bring. You don't know what nutrition to bring. You don't know what shoes to wear. You don't know anything. It could be a 5K or it could be a 100-miler. How do you keep going forward when the finish line keeps moving? And the best kind of analogy that I came up with this is, in part, kind of comes off of the last podcast episode I had with Austin, of you just do the next right thing. And whatever the next right thing is, do it. If the next right thing is going for a run, do it. If the next right thing is going to the gym and lifting, do it. If the next right thing is doing 10 push-ups every hour from when you get home to when you go to bed, and that's all you can do it. If the next right thing is just eat a healthy meal and not go out and get pizza and burgers and fries, do that. Every next right thing you do, no matter how big or small, will help you and will get you to your goals. I promise you, that is how that works. Whether it's the next right thing is a 2-hour training session, a 20-mile long run, or eating your greens with your dinner at night. And that has helped, kind of that mentality has helped me through other periods of time when I felt kind of like this. And I'm not saying that's going to work for everyone. And I know just saying do the next right thing is not just a magic bullet that's going to make everyone go, oh, this is wonderful and fantastic. And I'm fine now. Thanks, Chris. You're the best. I mean, I am kind of the best, but like here nor there. So focus on what you can, break down what you need to do each week, to each day, to each hour, to each minute. If you kind of get sidetracked, it's okay. You're allowed to fall off the rails per se, but you're also allowed to feel frustrated, feel like it's not working, and feel like you're not going to complete the goal you set out for. It's okay to feel that, but it's not okay to completely give up. You can change the goals, you can tweak your progress, you can tweak your system, but you just can't give up. The only thing that is never a next right thing is to do nothing. Doing nothing is probably the worst thing you can do because believe me, you will spiral. You will go off the deep end even further, and that is a much more slippery slope to come back from. So I guess the moral of this kind of 15, 20 minute rant is the 5K from a stats point of view went really well. Was really happy with it. Baltimore showed up and everyone was cheering and saw some coworkers there and it was really fun. Mentally, it was not my best performance. And running has not been great lately. And from a lot of different perspectives, but it's okay being aware of that and coming back to it. I know it's going to get better. I know it has gotten better. So we will see what happens. And hopefully within the next week and not next 3 weeks, we'll have a check-in and see how things are going. So yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, I wanted to keep these episodes pretty short, not go too crazy unless I have a wicked awesome guest on. But definitely let me know what you think of this episode. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about going into the main summer training blocks. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have suggestions of people I should reach out to, and all of the like and subscribe stuff that the influencers do that, I don't know, maybe one day I'll get a blue check and not have to pay for it, but it is not this day. So, alrighty guys, I will talk to you later. Have fun, stay out there, and remember something inspirational. Insert inspirational quote here. Alrighty guys, talk to you later.